Good evening. This is Passionate Bliss talking to you about my walk through the YouTube streets, where I saw my neighbor and yours, Wendy Williams, attempt to tell Nicki Minaj about her husband.
You should have never married him. Because now you've ruined everything about what your brand could be. You know, and you're never going to stay a molester, a registered sex offender who wasn't even, you're never going to stand a chance with John Q. Pub.
Okay, Wendy, you are not the messenger for this message for several reasons. First of all, number one, you are not the messenger because at this point you're not actually coherent. I'm going to need your subject and your verb to agree, Wendy, before you try to tell someone about their husband. What's up with your speech? Are you back on that sugar? I'm just asking, okay?
You know, and you're never going to stay a molester, a registered sex offender.
Okay. Number two, you are addressing Nicki Minaj about her husband over an incident that happened almost 30 years ago. The man was sentenced. He went to prison. He did his time. He has paid his debt to society. We all have the right to start over, to begin again, to be someone new. He's entitled to that. He did his time for something that he may or may not have actually done. That's questionable because we all know some of these little girls who have told some lies about men in the past and have been caught doing it. So it's questionable. But either way, he's done his time and he's paid the price for it. So you need to back up off of him. Most of us need to back up off of him. He did his time. Okay? All right. And then the next point, Wendy, you're not the messenger for this message because you did not hold your husband accountable. Okay? He allegedly was whipping your backside for decades to the point of getting a soundproof bedroom so that nobody could hear him whipping your backside. Okay? As far as we know, Nicki Minaj's husband has not whipped her backside. Okay? And also, Wendy, your husband carried on an affair with a woman for years, moved her down the street from you, and then finally got her knocked up. As far as we know, Nicki Minaj's husband has not done any such thing. Okay, so Wendy, you're not the messenger for this message. Maybe somebody else can talk to her. Okay? Then also, you know, people like to talk about her brand. He's damaging her brand. Okay, this is what I have come to know. Nobody can make you look bad but you. Okay, nobody can damage your brand but you. It's a brand that you built. It's a reputation that you built. Nobody can make you look bad. Only you can make you look bad. So Nicki's husband cannot damage her brand. That's her brand. She built it. He can't damage it. Only Nicki can damage her brand. So people need to back up off of her saying that her brand is being damaged. It's not. Do we even know what a brand is? Okay, let's look up the definition of the word brand. I like definitions because definitions set a standard. If you read the definition, you can know if you're meeting the standard or not. So we're going to look up the word brand because I think some of us don't really know what brand means. Brand, an identifying mark, public habit, trait, or quality. A particular product being promoted by an ad or a design. Okay, so Nicki Minaj does have a company and she has a brand, she has a business, she's an artist. Okay, and so what is her brand? That's the question. What is her brand? What is the identifying public habit or trait or quality that Nicki Minaj has presented that you all say her husband is damaging? So based on the interviews that I looked up of Nicki Minaj in the past, this is her brand based on what she said in her interviews. Okay, she's got the pink fragrance. She's got lipsticks. She's got polish. She's got multicolored wigs, outfits. She's got a clothing line. Her brand is hip hop queen. Has her husband damaged that? I don't think so. She's still hip hop queen. Okay. Her own words in her interviews was that you should be unique, that you should never give up. Treat yourself like a boss. Be sure of what you want. Do not let people play games with you, and do not limit yourself. That's her brand. Her husband cannot affect any of that because as far as I can see, he treats her like a queen. She's unique and he's fine with it. She doesn't give up. She treats herself like a boss and he's good with it. Okay? He doesn't play games with her as far as we know. He doesn't limit her as far as we know. I've only ever seen him be protective of her, you know. And she said, as far as a man, her brand, she said in an interview, she needs a man who is secure enough to let you be a queen and to treat you like a queen. And as far as I can see, he's treating her like a queen. He watches over her and protects her and guards her and looks out for her. And he falls back in the cut. He's not trying to get her limelight. He's not trying to shine and glow up because he's with her. He's playing his role. What do women look to men for? We look to men to be a provider, to be a protector. She doesn't need providing for. She's well provided for. So that role of protector, he's definitely displaying that role. You can't get near her with him there. And that's fine, because that's his role. That is her man, and he is protective of her, and that's his job. So, to advise a woman to leave her husband and to tell her that she should have never married him when he's done nothing to defile or to invalidate the vows that he took when your husband did day after day for decades. Wendy, you're not the message. You're not the messenger for this message. So you really need to fall back and sit down and get out of her business. Is there some jealousy going on there, Wendy? You kept a man who was less honorable than the man she's got. So, Wendy, I don't know why you decided you were going to speak up on anybody's marriage after the way you conducted yours. So, I just wanted to actually speak up on that, because people keep talking about her brand. He's done nothing to affect her brand at all. And so she can marry who she wants to marry. He's happy. She appears to be happy. And, so who are we to say anything about it? You're bringing up things that happened over 30 years ago. What were you doing 30 years ago? We've all done things that we should not have done. And we would rather forget that we did, 30 years ago, and y'all are still trying to pin him to the cross. Now, I will admit, letting himself get caught without being registered, that was trifling. That was trifling. But still, he doesn't deserve to be pinned to the wall for that. He paid his debt, and he has the right to move on. So why don't you all move on too? With that being said, y'all have sweet dreams. Wait to find them all real.